at you live from my home studio in beautiful La Puente, California. This is the All Dodgers Podcast. I'm going to hit a whole bunch of buttons. I guess maybe not. That one doesn't work as well. But on today's show, guys, there's too much baseball for Mr. Hollywood lifestyle, Anthony Rendon. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show and why he's right, why he's wrong. Plus, of course, plenty of great Dodgers talk. I've missed you guys. Haven't been here in what feels like about 6 days, so we know we got that one right. But are there any more moves coming for this team? And I'll talk about why the team might need one more arm now to be ready for October baseball. So that and all your comments on another edition of All Dodgers Live. What is going on, Clint Nation, as we call it here. I am Clint Pacias. You can find me as Real FRG on the social media spots. I'm a longtime baseball writer, sports editor. I've done Dodgers for years, and now we're here on my channel talking Dodgers together. And I thank the hell out of you guys. We made it. We hit 4,000 subscribers. Literally could not have done it without you, because I'm not brave enough to make 4,000 burner accounts and subscribe with all of them. So thank you so damn much. I got a celebration shot here, or I guess sort of a drink. It's we'll just call it Celebration Whiskey Monday. In honor of you guys. So I'll have a sip, and then you guys let me know what where you guys are representing your Dodgers fandom tonight on this Monday night. Consider hitting the thumbs up for this button, hitting thumbs up for yourself, for all of us hitting that 4,000 subscriber mark. You know, just the beginning. So if you haven't subscribed already, do it now while I drink. All right, let's get into the comments here, guys. I'm assuming the comments are going to be going off today because it's nighttime. Dodger talk on a Monday. There's no football. We don't need to be superseded by my Eagles losing last week. We're going to have a good time. And you know who was first in the chat was BC on YouTube. So we'll give a ding. Is this a ding? That's a coin. Thought I had a ding. I'll find my ding. Wait, hold on. That doesn't. Anyways, Craig Osterberg's in the chat saying, "Hi, Clint. How you doing, Craig? Thanks for hanging out with us." Noah Ortega, yo, Clint, hope your week is starting off great. Thank you, Noah. Same to you. Happy Monday, my dudes. As our friend Anthony Keene would say. William Andrews is in the chat saying, "Let's go Dodgers." Jenny Vega in the chat. Jenny, always love to see you in the chat. One of the OGs here on All Dodgers, and you know my old content and everything like that. But always a positive addition to any of these chats. Showtime LA, common W stream from Clint. Thank you, Showtime LA. You get that was a real clap. I didn't push the button, but it just seemed like I needed to do that. LC says, hashtag it's time for Dodger baseball. BC says, go LA Sports. Got Dodgers, Lakers, Rams, Kings, Galaxy. You know what, right now, I'm zeroing in. I'm all in on all Dodgers, huh? Make that work. It's the name of the show. Michael Negretti's in the chat saying, "Let's go, Clint." Carnivorous Lunar Activity hanging out in the chat saying, "What's going on, Clint Nation?" Kevin Uhas in the chat saying, "My name a whole bunch." LC asking what high school I went to. That would be Pioneer. I'm not La Puente born and raised. I am Whittier born and raised. Sarah Morris hanging out in the chat. How you doing, Sarah? Thanks for hanging out with us. And Jenny with a congratulations on 4,000 subscribers right here on YouTube. Appreciate you guys. I've already said it. Carnivorous Lunar Activity apparently has a ton of burner accounts subbed to me, and that's, I guess that goes a long way. I hope you watch the show with each of those burner accounts as well. I think they all work. I don't know how to do this thing. Kevin USS, does the Nintendo work? An important question. That one does not. There's also there's a handful of them down here as well, and they all don't work. One of these days, they might work. Sarah Morris filling in for Diane Schroeder saying, "Smash the like button." I agree. And Jenny, yes, I did make Jenny Vega a mod here on the channel. I'm going to be slowly figuring out who's interested and who wants to do that, and who, I don't even know how many mods we should have on the channel, but we got at least a few of them here so far. Carlos is hanging out in the chat saying, "Congrats, thank you so much." Jenny says, "Let's hit that like." Let's scroll down. BC says 7:30. I don't know No, it's 7:07 my time right now. Low 17s is in the chat. Yang Yi says it's a nice rainy day in LA. It was, but I was here. I was humping away. Got some big things coming ahead on the whole all Dodgers front. So stay tuned. Let's see. We got Noah representing in Mission Viejo in Orange County. You know what? Exactly. I want to know where you guys are representing your Dodgers fandom, like we always used to back in the day. Dry Protoss. Figured that one out. So it's like a week and a half from spring training. Pitchers and catchers report in Yamamoto days, guys. 18 days away from seeing, and I imagine we're going to see more of these Dodgers players. As geeked as they all seem, we're going to see more of them reporting even earlier than that, seeing Shohei in a Dodger uniform for real for the first time on the grass. Same with Yamamoto, same with Tyler Glasnow, all these guys getting together with Will Smith, with the catchers, with Austin Barnes, fan favorite. And 18 days cannot get here or cannot go away soon enough. I don't know what it is, but I'm just going to drink and have a good time. Carnivorous Lunar Activity says trade for Luzardo. I will be talking about that in a second. Francisco is checking in from the Dodgers home away from home in San Diego. That's right, Dodger Stadium South. Sarah Morris believes that we need a lefty reliever. Don't like either Ferguson or Vesia. I've argued that for a while. I don't know who they could possibly get now as that lefty reliever. You know, if it ends up being oh, that is hilarious. Thank you. I just saw Shohei TA season 2024 saying check Heyman, and I literally have a note to talk about James Paxton. So, breaking, guys, from John Heyman, Dodgers working on a possible deal for James Paxton. No done deal, but a possibility. Let's pin that for a second, but this feels like something that's worth tweeting. Hey, is James Paxton going to be a Dodger ? Or something like that? Let's get the people in the chat, guys. Share the show. Let's talk about Paxton because I do have some notes on Paxton. Things I like, things I don't like. I might like Hyun-Jin Ryu a little bit more than Paxton, but we'll talk about that in a second. Didn't finish answering or responding to Sarah's point here about the lefty reliever. You know, I think Alex Vesia is going to be a lot better than he was last season. I think the pitch clock affected him a lot more than they were willing to let on. We all know this. We covered it when we were talking about the team last year for the other website, and you know, he got so much better as the season went along. And Ferguson, if he stays in his lane, stays in his one role as a middle reliever, exactly where he needs to be. He doesn't need to be opening. He doesn't need to shut down games unless it's, you know, he needs work or whatever it is. Let everybody stay in their role. Don't go cray-cray. And I think we'll be okay. And I think Vesia and Ferguson will be okay. Not the best, not the sexiest lefty relievers in the bullpen, but, you know, good enough, I guess we'll say. Stephen T loves this channel. Thank you, Stephen T. Appreciate you hanging out. I don't know who Chad Day is, but we'll keep figuring out more about this Paxton news. Hopefully this thing does start to materialize as we are hanging out here. If you guys see me looking this way, this is where I have a second monitor to look at it. But again, as of 2 minutes ago right now, I think it is 5 minutes ago, John Heyman, Dodgers working on a possible deal with James Paxton. So let's take a really, really quick housekeeping note. Going to mention it again because I mentioned it kind of late in the last stream after the hangout with Eric Yulo, old pal Eric Yulo of Blue Heaven fame. But I am now part of the Believe network of podcasts, so I'm looking forward to see where this partnership can take us, my show and their network. I've loved what they've grown into over the last whatever it is, half decade, 6 years or something like that. So if you want to keep helping build the brand in a different way, you guys have already kicked so much ass here on YouTube, please consider heading to Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you know, wherever you get your shows. I think those are the only ones you can actually rate and review and all that. But if you're able to subscribe, or if you can't watch this show live and listen there, if you can't watch here, like I said, all those things help. The ratings and reviews, the subscriptions, those all help. The listens go a long way in showing the folks that believe that they we made the right decision. We have a show worth partnering up with. So just search for All Dodgers Podcast with Clint Pasillas on those platforms, or check out the links in the descriptions. Or I have a link tree on my Instagram and on my what do they call that, Twitter for now. So thank you for your time. If you do that, thank you so far for the incredible support. And, I can't wait to start talking Dodger baseball for real with y'all, talking 2024 season. But let's talk about what's going on right now. Apparently, there's some James Paxton stuff going on. So let's look at what's actively cracking on the internet. I do like the idea of James Paxton. He's somebody who's been very, very good. Chad Day, whoever the hell that is apparently a sports fan wrestling nerd. This person says there is a deal done. Take this with a grain of salt, but there are other people confirming it. So, hey, another stream, another potential actual bit of news happening here, guys. I should probably change my damn title of the show as it's happening. I did actually. I already put Paxton in the title. So, perfect. Look at that. Damn, I'm sometimes okay at this. Chad Day, who again is I don't know the account, but other people are saying, or we had, who was it? Where did you go? I just saw it. Fabian Ardaya had tweeted about it. John Heyman had tweeted about it, and Chad Day was the original. Dodgers are adding James Paxton on a 1-year deal worth $11 million plus incentives that can bring the deal to $13 million. So I had a whole thing about the potential for one more addition that this team really, really needed. Because I was going to say, it's been about a month, since their last major move, and I think we were all getting bored. We were wondering, do they have one more thing up their sleeve? And if they went into the season as the roster was it going to be okay? It was definitely going to be okay. The roster is already pretty dang good. Definitely good enough to let the first few months of the season play out and kind of assess the team needs up to that point. But, if there was going to be that one last need, it was going to be one more starting pitcher. It was going to be probably a lefty starting pitcher. And there's going to be more moves. There's going to be more medium, maybe one more medium, and a lot of more minor league, smaller deals coming. But let's talk Paxton for a second, because the numbers, coming back off of the surgery, I think it was Tommy John in 21. He's been battling the injury bug for a while. And the big thing to note about somebody like James Paxton here, as we go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and share this if possible. I don't even know how you share things on YouTube anymore, but try to get the word out. Let's get some people here as we're talking about James Paxton, as Carnivorous Lunar Activity said a little bit ago, not to be confused with Bill Paxton. James Paxton, Big Maple, plus a nickname right there, by the way, in his repertoire. So that's already an addition right there. But Paxton, 19 starts last year, was solid. Again, this is not a guy that needs to be a number 1 or even a number 4, really. This is a guy that needs to be a number 6, a number 5, an innings eater, somebody that, in the event of an injury, in the event of struggles with some of the younger guys, he picks up some of those innings and adds to the starting rotation, makes it where, Yoshi Yamamoto, where Tyler Glasnow, where Walker Buehler, they were never going to get anywhere near throwing 200 innings this year, but they won't have to rely on them going really, really deep into the innings count during the regular season, because, as we've talked about now, and I've talked about it for years, it feels like, especially the last 2 seasons, we don't need to give a shit about the regular season. We don't need to see this team go out and win 100 games. I don't care if they win another division title. Be good when it counts. Be good in October. And to help your team be good in October, maybe save some bullets in the regular season. Maybe I don't want to see Mookie Betts starting 160 games or 150 games. Maybe we don't want to see Freddie Freeman starting 161 games in a year. Give themselves some days off, and Paxton will give the starting rotation a little bit of a breather, a little more of a buffer, and now you're not suddenly relying on Emmett Sheehan to be your number 5 guy to start the season, even though, again, the schedule, like I've said in a number of videos, the schedule is very much on the Dodgers side over the first 2.5 months of the season. They can get away with a short staff, giggity. they can get away with the 4 guys plus some of the younger dudes, but they don't necessarily that's not the best. They don't need to struggle, especially after all of the moves they've already made. They don't need to max out the guys that they have. So Paxton, 4.5 ERA last year in 19 starts. He's somebody who's been serviceable. He's been like right on that threshold of being one of the best pitchers in baseball. Doesn't have much in the way of accolades. Doesn't have a whole lot of track record of insane success behind him. But you know what? You feel a lot better whenever you get anybody like this joining the Los Angeles Dodgers. And again, this is not somebody who's starting game 1 of the postseason. He's not starting even game 3. He's probably not even starting in the postseason. Who knows if he even makes the postseason roster. This is a regular season move. And if it's going down, which it seems like it's getting closer, it's a good deal. It's a very good deal for this team. So guys, drop into the comments. Let me know what you guys think about James Paxton. Noah Ortega said he doesn't like Paxton's beard, and that he hopes he shaves before he becomes a Dodger. You know what? I don't know. I don't know about that one. I don't care about a beard. He doesn't have the Dodgers don't have that stupid-ass Yankees thing. I would rather see some dude feel himself with a beard than force not having a beard, I guess. Hashtag content. 275 Vet in the stream, appreciating the stream. Overall, saying the cam looks good, quality production, bro. Appreciate you, 275 Vet. Always thankful for the input, thankful for the thoughts, and you following along the way right now. Young Yi asked a little while ago, or just kind of opined, James Paxton, second coming of Tyler Anderson, and you guys know, you guys have been watching this. Most of you guys have been watching this the last few weeks. Few months, I said you're going to see one more move. You're going to see one more guy. You're going to see the next Tyler Anderson type. You're going to see, let's say, I'll go old school, a Joe Blanton type. I did not expect, even in the slightest, this team to be in on a trade for somebody like Jesus Luzardo. It just was not going to happen. I know fans have been fantasizing about it for a while, but if that was going to happen, Michael Busch would have not been traded for kids that we're not going to see in 3 or 5 years. It's just not going to happen. Busch would have been involved in that trade. The reports have been Miami is open to a trade. Sure, they're open. That doesn't mean shit. They kind of don't know what they're doing in Miami. So they're very much less inclined to want to move him, and at this point in the offseason, it was going to be dumb for them to move him anyways. They could probably get more for him at this upcoming trade deadline, because this free agency period, this cold stove, because it ain't no damn hot stove, it's been iced, and you still don't have the top pitching free agent signed with Blake Snell. Like, there are enough options out there where nobody's going to overpay for somebody like Jesus Luzardo. And I think the Dodgers honestly would rather hold on to a few prospects, potential trade chips for that 2024 deadline in the event that they need somebody. But let's get into more of the comments right now. Craig says Joel Embiid, 70 points. Wrong show, but good on him. I think today was the anniversary of Kobe's 81, if I'm not mistaken. But boom. Mr. John Rod, I like this comment. It says Clint is a Dodger trade Swami. Yeah, you know what? Anytime we go live, we're about to make it happen. We just make trades happen. I think that's the magic of the dance here. We make moves, we make our transactions happen. In this on this YouTube sphere. Also, by the way, and somebody the Shohei TA7 season 2024 also noted that Jack Harris had reported Dodgers and Paxton working towards a deal. They're getting close. At this point, I would feel it's as close to a done deal as possible. It's a done deal once you start to hear about any of it from our friend Ken Rosenthal, but it's very much done when Jefe Passan. You wait for Dad to wake up and tell you the deal is done right now. Los Dodgers World Series champs or Los Dodgers WS champs on YouTube asked, does this mean no Kershaw? No, not necessarily. I think I believe this team is fully in on the idea of depth of optionality in the starting rotation. The days of a 5-man starting rotation and guys pitching 30 starts, making 30 starts in a year, making even 25 starts in a year, those are gone. Those days are behind us. They want more than 5 guys. They want more. I mean, if we're talking burgers, I guess maybe you want 5 guys. We're not going to get into the in and out conversation again, but they want more than 5 dudes available. They want more than 6 guys. I think at some point you're going to see, I feel with all of the confidence in the world that you're going to see a 6-man rotation here and there often enough for this team. So Kershaw has plenty of time, or has plenty of opportunity to get his innings. He's not somebody who's going to be pitching until All-Star break or later at best. So you make your moves. There's going to be injuries throughout a 162-game regular season. Anthony Rendon will tell you that. Foreshadowing. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. But this does not preclude the Dodgers from re-signing Clayton Kershaw at some point. Kershaw, when he wants to come back, will be back. I will say there's more worry of him maybe saying, you know what, I've mentioned this before. I think I mentioned it a number of times. I do worry about if Kershaw doesn't feel like he's as, quote, needed here, if he's a number 4 dude, we'll say, if you're looking at the pecking order, if he's somebody that's considered a number 4 dude in the starting rotation where, I understand Clayton Kershaw's track record. His history is a Hall of Famer, but he also has a checkered history when it comes to starting in the postseason. And if he's not your best starting pitcher, or one of your top 3 or 4 or 5 guys. Ken Rosenthal, by the way, just retweeted Fabian Ardaya about the James Paxton deal, so we're getting that much closer to a Jeff Passan getting on this. But for Kershaw, if he's not one of the top 4 guys, I don't know that he wants to be a Dodger. That's plain and simple. He wants to be somewhere where he's needed, where he's wanted, and where he's useful. And yeah, as useful as Clayton Kershaw would be for the team, there's a bigger need for sure with the Texas Rangers, who, by the way, they are trying to do 2 things at once there. They are just coming off a World Series win. It's hard to go back-to-back. We know in this day and age with baseball. I know I would rather go back home to the Dodgers if I'm Kershaw, but, I doesn't think, MB said it doesn't mean no Kershaw. I don't think this signing means that Kershaw is done. His days as a Los Angeles Dodger are done. But getting closer to making it official, unofficial on James Paxton. Again, there are a number of things that you will like. I was going to have a whole thing in this show where I was going to go in on how important one more arm is, and I guess the Dodgers beat me to this part of the run of the show because I felt like they did have enough pitching to survive, but with the state of the starting rotation where it was, that one more innings eater, and we're not talking about the old school traditional innings eater. You need one more 15 to 20 start guy that's going to just chip in 140 innings. I was going to go all in on saying Hyun-Jin Ryu. Obviously, that's not going to happen now, so we won't talk about Hyun-Jin Ryu. But with Paxton, where this part of the addition is nice, is it's that added safety net. If Walker Buehler can't bounce back the way they want, they're going to need one more guy, and you don't want it to all of a sudden now be Emmett Sheehan and Gavin Stone and Nick Frasso, Landon Knack. You don't want to have it be where those are the guys you're relying on to get through your season or be forced to make a trade in the middle of the season. If Tyler Glasnow's trouble with the injury bug continues, you don't want to have to be relying on those younger guys to make it through a season or having to make a trade. Yamamoto, if he can't adjust to Major League pitching or, to pitching in the Major League Baseball arena, we'll say, as I said that very poorly, if he can't make the adjustment, you want one more guy. You need one more guy. You need 2 more guys maybe, and that's where Paxton just helps it get that much longer. It helps the depth get that much deeper, we'll say. If Bobby Miller has a rough sophomore season, there's your help. And again, if Clayton Kershaw does not return, or if he can't get back to pitching again thanks to the injury, this is why you'll want somebody like I was going to say, a Ryu, or somebody like a James Paxton to join your starting rotation. So one more arm gets the Dodgers through the regular season without burning the starting rotation, hopefully without burning the bullpen as much. And, Paxton, in reality, adds to the guys they already have. Ryan Yarbrough is still going to get some starts. He's still going to eat some innings there. And it just helps the team be that much better. So, again, let's go all comments for a bit, and then we'll eventually pivot until more news drops, which looks like nothing at the moment, but we'll eventually pivot as more news drops about Paxton. But I do still want to talk in a little bit about the whole Rendon thing and the long-ass season. So let's scroll up a little bit in the comments here. Blah, 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 blah. I see I got a laugh here from Carnivorous Lunar Activity on the short staff. So we'll go ahead and hit that scratch for a nice derail for my own laughter. Scrolling down. And I love the sentiment here. I don't care what they do. I just want to see the W's, and I think that's what this front office wants to do. And I really hope they really mostly care about seeing those W's when they matter most in October. Jenny Vega said about 10 minutes ago, hey guys, please share the stream. That's important for sure. Doing that. It's a personal foul if you don't share the stream. It's a personal foul if you do not hit the thumbs up button right now. It really helps out the channel. And subscribe if you haven't. I haven't even hit this damn button yet. I got to push the button so you guys know if you subscribe and do the things. I won't cry. Grayson Kukuk. No, I'm saying it wrong, but I'm going to like saying it that way. He says, I want to see Adam Duvall on our bench. At this point, after the Teoscar Hernandez deal, I don't think there's going to be one more move. I don't think there's going to be another one of those additions, we'll say. I think they like the bench as they have it, and I think any other addition, any other move takes away potential at bats from somebody like Miguel Vargas, who they really do want to give a shot to. Yeah, he had his opportunity in 2023, kind of fumbled the ball, and he was better after going back to AAA, but he's still, only 24. He's cheap as hell, and he comes with the track record of being a big-time bat in the minor leagues. So I'd rather see somebody like him get at bats over Adam Duvall on the bench. That's my personal opinion, at least. Mark Feinsand, MLB.com, also tweeting now about the Paxton deal about a minute ago. Paxton and the Dodgers in discussion. A source said the two aides, I'm guessing it means the two sides, are getting close. That's in quotes. John Heyman was on it first. I don't know. Is Paxton a Boris guy? Because that would make the Heyman connection would make a whole bunch of sense. And where are you at? It does not say where his Oh, there it is. James Paxton, Scott Boras. So of course, John Heyman was on it first-ish, we'll say. Nando390 in the chat. What's going on, Nando? Good to see your name in here. Says the Dodgers hoard prospects. Yes and no. I mean, I would argue they've had a pretty busy offseason when it comes to moving talent. Michael Busch was moved. Johnny DeLuca, Ryan Pepio. Those are all guys that were considered, prospects still, even after the trade or before the trade. And, they use their guys to make big moves, to do what they can to improve the roster, whenever it may be, if it's at the trade deadline or if it's in the offseason. We know Andrew Friedman in this front office loves working with working in the offseason, and that's what we're seeing right now. And this is the first time we've seen in a while them really flex that financial might, despite all of the people. All of the reports of the Dodgers always paying for their championships, and as somebody said here, Sweaty Raider said, and ruining baseball. Great comment right there, by the way, from Sweaty Raider. Dodgers ruining baseball once again. They're using all of their cards. They're using all of the tools in the back pocket that they would usually maybe just use one or the other. Maybe they go trade and go cheaper on free agency this year. All in on free agency and making the right kind of trades. They need to look to the future and look to the now. The now, of course, being the Tyler Glasnow, and the future being the Busch trade that got them some added minor league talent. Kenny Chung agreed that Luzardo wasn't going to happen. Yeah, I never saw that one, and you guys know I've been very vocal about the fact I barely did any research at any point this offseason on Jesus Luzardo. I know very little about the Miami Marlins because I'm a normal, and I don't need to know about the Marlins. Even as much as I know about baseball, I don't need to know about the Marlins. They're a mid-ass franchise. And even so, this was not going to be the offseason for them to trade Luzardo. And if they were going to trade him, they were going to want the bag. And I don't think the Dodgers were willing to give up the bag. And Rock said, no, Paxton injury prone. I don't understand the way it was worded, but he has had some injury woes, we'll say, in his career. The fact that this is not your Walker Buehler in the rotation. This is not your Tyler Glasnow, who they're looking at as an ace. This is not your Yoshinobu Yamamoto or, down the road, somebody like a Shohei Ohtani next year. This is somebody who is a 1-year stopgap innings filler, not even an eater, a filler. You just want somebody who's going to give you 125 to 145 innings, 150 innings max, and still probably potentially not make the starting rotation in October. But Kenny Chung says when Shane Bieber is ready to be dealt, he'll have no trade capital. Yeah, this probably would have been a good offseason for Cleveland to move Bieber, but, that AL Central is weak as hell. So it's really anybody's game there, and they'll do the same thing to do, basically the bare minimum and be in a playoff hunt just to get bounced. And Rox asked about Wandy Peralta. No, it's cool. We got James Paxton. We're all good. Jenny Vega says if you don't have a YouTube account, make one so you can subscribe. I like the idea. Let's go ahead and do let's give that one a clap right there. I think we need that. I don't know. On YouTube says another Friedman vanity project. I don't know that this is one of those, the Dodgers trying to find somebody they could fix just for the sake of saying they could fix him. Because this is a guy who has been good at times. He's been among the top 50 pitchers in baseball, if that's really good or really bad, maybe even more, 25 pitchers at times. But he has not been healthy for a while. Are the Dodgers great at keeping pitchers healthy all the time? No, certainly not. But by all accounts, after coming off the surgery, he missed most of 21, all of 2020, returning from injury, and now 19 starts last year through 96 innings, and that's, you want a little bit more innings wise from him, with the Dodgers, but I think that's about what you're going to get, what you'll be looking for out of this dude. And that's fine. Again, that's fine. This is your number 5, number 6 guy. You don't need very much more. Even if he's your number 4 guy, you need to just buy yourself time to make it to the postseason. Dan Inspiration says his Dodger show, don't chat about basketball. That other basketball team that's stupid. Yeah, if I was going to talk about basketball, I probably should talk about the Lakers, but I don't want to do that. I'm not a basketball guy anymore. Sarah Morris says this offseason has been boring except for Ohtani and Yamamoto. I disagree. I think it's been a fun and exciting offseason because the Dodgers have been by far the most busy of any team in baseball, and it's more exciting when it's just the Dodgers. But I would love to see anybody in baseball also make some moves. Any of these teams try to do something. I don't know, says I could fix a nobody, Andrew Friedman quote. I agree. I believe it, to be honest. I think it's going to happen. Grizzly Oso says, I miss you, Clint. I don't want to choose between you guys. I don't want 2 Christmases. Hey, you know what? Nobody's asking you to choose. I'm asking you to be here with me forever. No, I'm pretty sure Doug is probably live by now. But you know what? We were here first. Dang it. And I built that channel anyways. But anyways, let's move up a little bit more in the comments, and then we will shift gears until more things happen on the James Paxton front. I keep getting that backwards, but that's the wrong keyboard now. I changed things. Grayson asks, what's the final move that needs to be done for the Dodgers? Lefty reliever or lefty killer bench piece? I don't know if they do anything else, but I think it would be a lefty reliever. Matt Moore is somebody who's a free agent, and that makes some sense. I'm going to say Lieutenant Beaches here said sign Brazier. The Brazier reunion talk has happened for a while. I don't think it's going to, happen, but what do I know? I don't know about things. Scroll down a little bit. Oh, dang, I almost missed this. Holy shit, how did I get this far behind in the comments? My bad, guys. Ozzy Picasso, $1.99 super chat, sharing the news that we had already. Dodgers, James Paxton, $11 million. Thank you, Ozzy. I'm going to give you another gong because I missed your super chat like this long ago. This is my bad. Okay, I'm gonna move all the way up. I'm going to move all the way up to like right now-ish because apparently I've been going too slow. You know what? DJ Jesse said MLB announces the signing. Did MLB talk about it outside of what's that guy's name? Outside of, hold on, I see James Paxton. I better follow him on Twitter, guys. Now it's official, guys. It is official. I followed him on Twitter. I don't know that any of the big time MLB sites have talked about it yet. I'm assuming some. I'm guessing people like what are they called? John Boy probably tweeted about it because that's what they do. But nothing official yet. It's gonna take some time. I like it, though. I really do like this move. Let's see. Let's move on. Let's move up. Let's move up. Let's find, get a little bit closer because I'm still, at this point, even scrolling 8 minutes behind in the comments, and apparently I got to go much, much, much quicker when I'm talking about these things. Right Field Pavilion hates the Paxton deal as much as Rendon hates baseball. And that's funny because nobody hates baseball more than Anthony Rendon. Talking about that in a minute, guys, or soon enough, unless other things break. Hepatitis See You Later throws out or does bring up the point. Paxton does throw gas. I have not seen him pitch in a while because, he's been somebody who's with Seattle for a long time now on the East Coast. You don't get a lot of eyes on him as a Dodger fan, but he does throw gas. And you know what? Maybe that's somebody who can be interesting as a bullpen piece down the road. Nando390 asks, what is the starting rotation order going to look like? You can't not give opening day to Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I think it'll be Tyler Glasnow. We don't know if Walker Buehler on the number 2 spot. We don't know if Walker Buehler is going to be ready for opening day or even the first month yet, but I would assume he's really the number 2 guy, and then Glasnow. Let's just assume we're somewhere 3 months into the season. So Yamamoto, Walker Buehler, Glasnow, Paxton. I think you break it up a little bit, and then Bobby Miller there at the end. So, my God, that's a good starting rotation. I'm just saying, if all things go well. Billy Curtis, William Curtis in the chat. How you doing, Billy? I'm good to see you. He says, "Sexy Clint on my screen is the biggest win." And you know what? I've always wanted to be hypersexualized on the internet, and I appreciate you for it, bud. Jenny Vega says, yes, we were live when the Dodgers signed Paxton. That's what we do here, apparently. We just make moves. We make things happen, guys. Did I miss another super chat? Where did I miss a super chat? Did I miss one, or was that the one from earlier? If I missed one, guys, let me know. Where my what do you guys call? Where my moderators at? I got to know these things. No, I appreciate everybody who's trying to help for sure. I thought I got the one that happened, but if I missed it, my bad. I will try to go back and find it at some point. Let's see. Nando390. Sorry, guys. I'm getting distracted by the comments here. Nando390 says 7-man rotation and trade for Luzardo. Why not? Why not? Just throw him in there. Just make it happen. It's not going to happen. I already said all the reasons it's not going to happen, but I agree more with Rebel Punk, to be honest. Rebel Punk on YouTube says, this team is set. And I don't know that they do very much more. I just really don't think they can do very much more at this point. Matt Moore, it would be somebody, but he's not like a lockdown for guaranteed for sure lefty, reliever superstar. Like he had one really good year in relief for Anaheim last year. That's about it. Just saying. So, Victor Fuentes asks, who's our closer? Of course, that is going to be your man, the legend, Evan Phillips. Evan Phillips has joined my buddies Vince and Jeff over at Locked On Dodgers last week, I think it was. Check that out if you did not. They are here on the YouTube. Subscribe to them. They do daily Dodgers content, of course, and have one of the top Dodgers podcast streams out there, audio streams out there with Locked On Dodgers. So check that out. Evan Phillips with Locked On, but it's gonna be Evan all day in that closer's role for the Dodgers, and a little bit of help from guys like Alex Vesia, and Joe Kelly here and there. But there was one question: what day am I going to spring training? So I'm going late. I will be going out there when what do they call it, the minor league, I forgot what the hell they're calling it, but they're kind of having the teams are putting together their best minor league prospects and having them play each other as part of double headers or whatever. So that happens around St. Patrick's Day time. I forgot exactly what they call it, but I will be out there. I'm going to see one Dodger game while I'm out there on the 13th before they close up shop and start heading to Korea. But we're talking about Korea, and we're talking about the season. We're talking about spring training, which a lot of people already feel is way too long as it is. What's really too long for Anthony Rendon, Mr. Hollywood Lifestyle himself? It's the Major League Baseball season, guys. We got to talk about Anthony Rendon's comments. He wants to see the season get shorter. 162 games is way too long for Tony Two Bags. What were your guys' thoughts on Anthony Rendon complaining about the? To be fair, he's not being serious about it, for sure. Not being serious about it at all. But the comment about it, they got to shorten the season, man. It's too many dang games. We got to shorten this bad boy up. If we're being fair, the baseball season is way too long. If they would found a way to make 2 seasons out of it, that would be fun. I would think that would be a lot more fun for a lot of people in some ways. It's also hacky. It's cheap. I hate it. I think it would be better, but at the same time, I absolutely hate the idea. One of the things you love about Major League Baseball and about the grind of a 6-month season, 162 games in 183 days or whatever it is. One of the things you love about it is, look, I'm not a reader. I don't believe in books. They don't exist to me. However, I love a good story, and I love the story, the long story of a 162-game baseball season. Because, when you do win a World Series, this is where I do wish 2020 was the full season, even though you do have a crazy story of the 2020 season when the Dodgers last won. A lot of things going on. Much harder, in theory, to win that World Series in 2020 because there are more teams. You have to win more games to bring home the piece of metal. But you love the story. You love 162 games. You love the 50-chapter story of this. And, I think back to there's so many seasons we could pull upon in recent vintage. The 42-8 run from the Dodgers where Puig was carrying them in, 2013, I think it was, when I think that was when they made the playoffs. They won the division for the first time of this incredible run that they've been on, the 11-12 now. 11 wins in 10 years. But I love that story. That is the full story of you counted them out. And they rattled off one of the best streaks of baseball in history to win a division for the first time, and what was that at that point? I think they won it in 2008, coming out of the Frank McCourt era. 2021, you look at how bad they were in April and terrible in May. They blow things up. They go and make the move to bring in just random cast-offs like Albert Pujols, Yoshi Tsutsugo. I can't think of who else at the moment. Vesia coming into his own in 2021. All of a sudden, you got Tio Albert becoming a massive massively important part to that team and to the vibes of that team that went on to win, what was it, 106 games in 2021, just miss out on that National League Division title again because of the totally frauded San Francisco Giants that year. All of that is a story, and that story is a lot better when you win. 150 million times better. You look at the end of that story. How did it end? It was heartbreak. It was sad. Buehler couldn't pitch. Max Scherzer couldn't pitch. The last time we saw Clayton Kershaw, he was walking off the mound with the baseball in his hand, and we were all terrified is this it? Is this the end of Clayton Kershaw? But you love the story. You love the full story of the season, and this is where Anthony Rendon is dead wrong. It's like you have the excitement. You have that fun of having this be your summer. That this is the summer. I saw somebody say that in the comment as well. It's about this is the summer being. Sorry, I'm getting myself distracted here. Baseball is your summer. Baseball is life. 162 games is fun. It's long. It's painful for sure, and I'm sure it's worse for the baseball players, for the players who have to be there for all those games, miss out on things with their family and all this kind of crap. Where Anthony Rendon is exceptionally wrong is in being the guy to say the quiet part out loud. This is the dude who's played in fucking 200 games or whatever it is in the last 3 seasons. And each of those seasons were 162 games, mind you. 200 games. Wouldn't talk to media, and sure, I'm not the first person to have this take. There's been plenty of people who already had this take. I was watching a similar take from my buddies over at Foul Territory. AJ Przinsky had a very similar take. Maybe you're not the guy, Anthony, to be complaining about baseball being too long and not wanting to essentially go to work because you ain't working already. You're showing up and collecting a check while on the injured list. So anyways, I wanted to complain about that a little bit. Give me your guys' thoughts in the comments below, and we'll have some fun right here. So Brian Viecki, if I'm saying that wrong, I hope I ain't. Rendon would be hurt in a shorter season. He probably would be. He loves being on the IL. Right field pavilion, he brings up, remember that time Rendon tried to dap up Shohei in the dugout and Ohtani refused? That was a bad look. I don't think he has very many. I don't think he has very many friends in that dugout in Anaheim. He can start making more friends, probably by being healthy. But it's up to him, I guess. I don't know what that one's about. This one's, I guess, a little bit off topic, but Gabriel said it's time for the racist situation where the Dodgers are like the Braves, winning many division titles and only capturing one series. Of course, talking about or referencing the 90 and early 2000s Braves. Yeah, I mean, it's a Mark Caston a tradition there of being heading these teams that have all this regular season success and not much postseason success to show for it. But baseball is also a very, very hard game. I would love to see them start to pivot away from that as absolutely start to win some more championships. Or as my old co-host would say, Doug McCain, he would say, hey, this team, or really Dave Roberts, he needs to win 2 World Series to really win 1. And I think we can almost kind of say the same for the Dodgers as a whole. Just throwing that out there. Jenny Vegas says, yeah, F that. I want all 162 regular games. Yes, ma'am. That's what we like to see. Baseball is our lifestyle. I mean, made a whole room in here dedicated to baseball just so I could talk about it to you guys. Love me some baseball. We talk about it all off season too. Even when we get a break, we don't take it. We talk about baseball. 25-8. Not even an amount of time we can do. E.T., on the other hand, says I would actually like a shorter season. I think there's arguments for both in reality. I, again, love the story of a full baseball season. If it was shorter, I would not complain. I will say, after, reporting on and covering baseball for the last 6 years that I've been doing it full time, last year and the introduction of the pitch clock and taking just that little bit of time off of the game, oh my God, it was beautiful. It was so wonderful We were all mad about, or a lot of people were mad about the pitch clock. You thought it was going to ruin the game. All it did was make it better. It was a little bit faster, and you got home quicker. You could bring your family to a game on a weekday, bring the kids out, and still get them home in time for, I don't know what people do with kids, but I'm assuming they have to go to bed at some point, and it's better when it's earlier. Just whatever people like to do. Nailed that part. EB said, I got to be careful about sassing Rendon here because he might grab me by the shirt and pull me over the rail like that guy in Oakland. Man, you know what? That guy does not have a whole lot of, what am I looking for here? He doesn't have a positive track record in his time at Anaheim. Suspension, injury after injury. Come at me, Anthony. I live in Los Angeles County, though, so it might be a little too Hollywood for that guy. Let's go check the latest on the James Paxton story. I know Fabian Ardaya, about a couple minutes after his initial tweet, or 24 minutes ago, bringing in the financial factor of it, the James Paxton deal would be for 1 year and around $12 million, which I absolutely love. You know, we just saw Josh Hader get under market value or under what he was looking for, which I love. I absolutely love. You know, I'm happy, honestly, happy Hader went to Houston because he just fits there. It's an enemy going to an enemy. Like, all of it will be, it feels right. But today with the Aroldis Chapman getting 10.5, like, I'm absolutely I wouldn't say floored. I'm pretty surprised. I'm decently surprised as I step way back from my absolute shock. Decently surprised to see $10.5 million going to Aroldis Chapman. Understandably, he had a solid, really solid year last year. Less so, definitely struggled after being traded to Texas. But when you're seeing 10.5 for Aroldis Chapman, who's older, he's also had some various health issues or effectiveness issues. To see around $12 million with some incentives for Paxton going to the Dodgers and him getting to work with this Dodgers front office and Mark Pryor's Magic Pitching Lab, it's a win-win-win for me. I'll tell you that 1,000%. This is an interesting one. Paul Romano says, repeating comments aloud that we can read ourselves is about as useful as nipples on a toaster. You know, the whole idea of this is like we're addressing, not everybody's reading the comments along with where I'm at. So I'm being like, hey, here's this part. And you know, it's like a call and response sort of thing. So sorry you don't understand conversation, Paul, but I appreciate you hanging out with us here in the chat, and I apologize for reading your comment if that offended you. Kevin is in the chat, and he says that I want the smoke. Absolutely, I always want the smoke. Bring on Anthony Rendon. What is he going to do to me? Probably injure me if we were in a fight. That's all I got. That's all I got. Jenny Vega defending me, understanding, makes the stream interactive. Exactly. This is an interactive stream. It's not, you know, I do the standalone videos. That's a show. I do these, and this is, you know, all hanging out together, having a good time, talking Dodger baseball. I've been doing this for 6 damn years this way almost. About 5 years actually doing live. First one we did was in like September-ish. No. August-ish 2018, and we've been doing them ever since, only hopefully getting better along the way. Got a text from my buddy Tim Rogers, Dodgers 2080, saying I'm getting all the signings while live. You know, what can I say? Stick to that schedule, guys. That's what I do every Monday at 7, hopefully every Thursday at 7. That's the plan for the entirety of the season. Let's see what else we got. Rebecca defending me, says, you tell him, Clint. Thank you, Rebecca. How you doing? Hope you and the family are well. A-Ray22 says, what's up, Fat Ryan G? What is going on? Or as I would say back in my Fat Ryan Gosling persona, hey, girl. Young E says, Hollywood style. Sarah Morris noting nothing from Passan yet, but it should be coming soon. Rebecca said Anthony Rendon would get hurt if we both fought. I you know what? If anybody's going to get hurt doing the bare minimum, could be Anthony Rendon. Yeah, important note here from my guy Kevin Skinner says Heyman says the Paxton signing pushes the Dodgers front office or in front of the Mets for the highest payroll next year, ruining baseball $1 at a time. That's a great comment there. I'll do that one, and in honor of the Dodgers and all the haters out there. Let's go. But hey, it's a good deal. This is a good deal. This answers one of the other questions for fans and for the Dodgers. What was it going to be? Who's going to take that last spot that was open on the 40-man roster? It is going to be James Paxton. Big Maple himself will be joining the Los Angeles Dodgers. It seems he is going to be adding a left-handed arm to the starting rotation. He's going to be adding a starting pitcher to the starting rotation. Two important needs that this team has. So I'll take a couple more minutes here, firing off any comments or questions that you guys happen to have about it, and then we'll get the heck out of here. And I know, again, everybody else, I'm assuming, is already live, and I've already been on for an hour. I don't want to take away all the fun from everybody else that's going to other places. So Manny Man 5 Dodgers, he says, I've never enjoyed ruining baseball more in my life. And you know what? I gotta agree. Sorry, baseball, that we just bet. We be better. Dodgers better. A-Ray 22 is changing the handle to No More Oral Sax. That's for the old school fans out there. See what else. Rebecca answers, the Dingers family is doing well. Happy to hear that. It's going to be a good season of baseball for the Dingers family. It's going to be a good season of baseball for all of us because the Dodgers signed James Paxton, so clearly now they win the offseason. But no, it's been fun. This has been a fun offseason. I'm glad to be here doing it with you as we finish the last bit of booze that's mostly watered down now. And I agree. I'm going to end it right here. Let's see from Jenny Vega. Let's just see how it plays out. It's going to be fun. We'll see what happens next. We'll see if they announce it by the time I go live next. The plan is on Thursday. Other things will be coming down the pipeline. So stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. Really helps out the channel. I thank you all again for hitting the 4,000 subscriber mark. That's huge. I did not think we would do it as quick as we did, but you guys are awesome. And y'all make this fun for sure. So other shorter content will be, I'm cooking up some other shorter content. So that will also be dropping on the channel between now and the next live stream. Really looking forward to this season getting going because I think this is going to be a lot of fun with all of us. I want to do some shit different, than we've done in the past. I'm not just going to be doing just this. To get in front of people's eyes. I want to do other things, hopefully some live things, hopefully in-person things and all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned here. Hit that subscribe button to find out when we are doing things. I'm RealFRG on the Twitter, on the Instagram. The links are in the description. Go there. I'll also probably always be announcing things on there. Hope I earned a thumbs up for you from you on the way out. Hope again I earned a subscription from you on the way out. It's completely free, and we're trying to get now to that 5K plateau. Stay frosty. I don't know what else to say. I was gonna say, we're gonna have next week's gonna be real fun, guys. I'll just say that. There's your foreshadowing. A lot of excitement happening next week. So stay tuned, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.